What's good, you guys? It is Will here from a new channel name, which is called SHADOW ASCENT. Now, I can make a video with Alex sometime in the future discussing why we decided to change the name, but that's not the point of this video. I want to talk about something that I really folded with, a chance, an opportunity that I had multiple times actually, that I ultimately failed to take advantage of. I'm not usually that much of a social person in the sense that I don't always like to go out and put myself in more crowded environment, so to speak. Or sometimes I struggle to get out of my comfort zone. I'm a little bit quiet, a little bit shy, and introverted. But over the past couple weeks, I have tried to kind of push myself a little bit. Gone to this one bar kind of close to where I live in a downtown area. And a couple weeks ago, it was Halloween weekend, right? So, you know, it's pretty packed, pretty lively. Everyone's got their costumes on. And I didn't actually have a costume, but I ended up wearing like a NASA bomber jacket over like a hoodie with some shades. Kind of resembled somewhat of like a Top Gun pilot. That's the best thing I could come up with for what I had. But I got there, and at first, being in a situation where there's a lot of people, I felt a little bit anxious, a little bit, you know, just timid. And that's kind of normal. I feel like, especially when you're just getting there, getting to a new place or a social environment, you kind of want to read the room, so it takes a minute. But I was with my friend too, my friend Matt. We decided, because there was a second level in this bar where it was like sing and dance, we noticed, so we decided to go up that to that floor. And you know, it was pretty chill. There's people dancing, there's like line dancing going on. Normally in bars around the area, it seems like it's a lot of an older crowd, which obviously a lot of respect, but at the same time, like, you know, you kind of want to have people who are younger, people who are closer to your age. And this was a lot of people who were, you know, young, people who were around my age, like maybe in college, maybe in their mid-20s. And at least that's from what I saw. But I danced a little bit. I got up. It took me a few songs to kind of feel the sense of, hey, why don't I get up and just start moving my body around? And it's a good way to not only, you know, extend that boundary of comfort, but also release a sense of energy, so to speak, and just get moving around. I didn't dance the whole time, so for a little while I was hanging out, and eventually my friend Matt wanted to go outside. I believe he was looking for just a breath of fresh air. I don't remember exactly what it was. Mind you, in this place, like, it was so loud with the music being played that you couldn't really hear anybody. So eventually, this woman, who I believe had like makeup that resembled that of a cat, I think that's what she was going for her Halloween costume, came up and started talking to me. And I had a hard time making out what she was saying. Like I said, it was very loud, but I believe she said something along the lines of asking me if I had danced. And so I said, yeah, I danced a little bit, you know, nothing too much, but I then asked her to dance. And so we got up, started dancing to a few songs. We held hands, you know, did some, I'm not the best dancer, I'm not the best singer either, but you know, I try to let loose a little bit. It was kind of intimate for a couple songs, right? It felt nice, it felt good to just be doing that. But eventually, I think they had a little bit of a break in the music, and so she said, you know, thank you, and gave me a hug and asked my name. And then when I asked her name in return, I couldn't really make out what she said. But regardless, we were there, right? We were there at this little like bench kind of off to the side for a second, and I had a golden opportunity, bro. All I had to do was ask her number, ask her to go chat outside where we could actually converse, or ask to dance again. But what did I do, bro? What did I do in this situation where I had it handed to me on a silver platter to just make any kind of move? I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing, bro. I folded. I sat there for probably 10 minutes just thinking, just overanalyzing the situation to oblivion. And eventually it ended in me getting up and leaving. And in this drunken state, you know, I wasn't like plastered, but I was definitely a little tipsy. I was like, wow, I really just didn't take advantage of that opportunity. And of course, I feel kind of like a bitch because of it. I went down to my friend Matt, and he was like, man, like, why didn't you do anything, right? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I just kind of want to go home now. Like, I just felt kind of ashamed a little bit. That happens to everybody. I feel like you're in a situation where you have an opportunity and you just get a little scared, you get a little tense, right? This isn't something that I'm necessarily accustomed to, going out to bars, going out to social events, and making those moves, taking the initiative with people. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna see this as a sign for myself to move forward, to progress. So the next week comes around, which is quite literally yesterday. As of the day I'm recording this, it's currently Sunday. So it was yesterday that I went out to that same bar with my guy, Matt. And we were like, all right, redemption, right? I'm gonna have a chance. I'm at the very least going to take advantage of an opportunity if it presents itself. So we get up to the top again on the dance floor. I'm just getting out of my comfort zone, right? I'm enjoying myself. There was no interactions with a whole lot of people at this time. It was more so just dancing and just trying to vibe. But as we were getting ready to leave, Matt covered the tab this time. I got it last time, so he was covering it for me this time. And he was waiting for his card, you know, the waiter, or the bartender, I should say, to give him the card back. And so I was just sitting there. I was just chilling there, and I was feeling pretty good, right? Just kind of ready to get going. And this very attractive young lady comes up and talks to me, and just approaches me, looks me dead in the eyes, shakes my hand, asks my name, and we start having the conversation. We start talking about, you know, where we went to high school, like our jobs and stuff. And she said, I think she graduated high school like 2014, so she's probably 4 or 5 years older than me, but it was cool. I enjoyed having that conversation, but it was a grand opportunity for me to just say, hey, can I grab your number? Or just anything. And I got scared, man. I tensed up. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to react. So at that moment, I was like starting to look for my friend. I was like, oh, is he around? Like, and trying to kind of just avoid that situation, essentially. I got scared and I didn't do anything, man. I had the golden opportunity that was handed to me, and I didn't take advantage of it. And so again, you know, because I'm pretty sure Matt was right there, so I went over to him, and we, as we were walking back afterwards, he's like, man, like why aren't you like taking advantage of these opportunities? And I don't know, right? I don't know. I honestly, at the time, feel like there's so many overwhelming feelings of like, dude, I had it, and you kind of just feel weak. You feel like scared, frail, like a shell of yourself. And I think as the next day comes around, which is today, and I'm sober again, I can kind of reflect on it with a more clear perspective. I see that, yeah, it's partly fear. It's also partly lack of true self-worth and confidence in those situations, not realizing that like I'm worthy of those things. And also, I question myself too much. Like, hey, it's probably a good sign that 2 pretty attractive young women are coming up and talking to me, right? That doesn't usually happen like that. But I question, I'm like, oh, is she really into me? And it's like this part of you that doesn't want to believe it. But yes, man, yes. And I need to accept that and embrace that and be more willing to just come out of my shell. And the reason why I'm not trying to beat myself up so much is because, hey, I'm still new to trying to get out of my comfort zone and put myself in these uncomfortable situations. And it's going to take time and failure and rejection for me to actually be more comfortable in those situations and handling them and taking the initiative. That's something I've struggled with, not just in dating, but sometimes in life as well, is taking a risk with someone, with something. And it's just, in essence, a lesson. That's what I'm trying to look at it as. It's like these failures teach you and guide you, and you have to be willing to seek out the lesson from it and ultimately move forward. You know, I hope that I can keep putting myself in these situations, and hey, I can't guarantee that next time I'm going to just be like so confident and easily get someone's number, but I am trying to just every single time I am in a situation like that, grow, improve, and not try to make so much of it, not try to put so much pressure on myself, and also placing women on a pedestal, which is something I've done in the past too. She was cute. Especially this last one, she was cute. And so I'm like, damn, like she's talking to me. But for a large part of this year, I've really been trying to socialize more and push myself, get out of my comfort zone, it's been a big goal of mine, and I'm really starting to do it, which is why I'm proud in that sense. But I also want to actually make the move, man, and take the risk, try, because I think it would be much better if I were to have gotten rejected than me just never making a move, right? Because at the very least I attempted something, and regardless, it's all a lesson, and I'm proud that at the very least I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I certainly fumbled the bag multiple times, but that's what it takes. That's really what it takes, and hopefully moving forward, I can just apply these lessons and ultimately improve next time. That's essentially just what it is, because my goal is to at least keep putting myself in these environments and situations, and it's only going to aid me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sure some of you can probably relate, at least in the sense of just fumbling the bag with someone. And I thank you guys for tuning in, and much love, good vibes. Will from Shadow Ascent, signing out.